Brother Reginald really wished everyone else would stop stealing his executions.
Alright, killing him. Let me kill him. Let me do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you ruined it.
I grappled, dude. I'm sorry.
Brother Reginald here. I'm continuing to make these because they're surprisingly fun to make. The boss fights in Space Marine are pretty tightly designed, with a good mix of attacks and just enough time to react if you know the attack pattern, which is what this video will teach you. This is the Hellbrute. He is angry. The Helbrute is equipped with a plasma cannon and thunder hammer. It has the following attacks: step hammer, spin hammer, swipe, cross, overhead, spin, thunderous ground pound, toddler tantrum, pointless shout. Briefly, I'd just like to call out that a few of these attacks, the spin and swipe, I have only seen in this video by Tatsuo Matsumoto. He makes very entertaining videos if you want to see some monster battles. I have not seen these attacks in any of my encounters in the operations mode with Hellbrutes thus far. Just like with other bosses, it seems that any individual attack can chain into any other attack, but there are some common chains I have seen, which include the step hammer into spin hammer, which is often followed by a ground pound. The key thing for all melee attacks is to pay attention to the movements of the hammer and the special effects around it. With the exception of the toddler tantrum, all attacks that can be parried have no special effects on the hammer, like the thunderous ground pound does. I presume this is an oversight that will be fixed eventually. Many attacks have very tight or very loose warning icons, so it is good to pay close attention to the animations and special effects themselves to understand what is happening rather than relying on weirdly timed warning icons. A note on the two AoE hammer strikes. While at first blush, it may appear they do not offer a clear radius indication on slopes, different kinds of elevations, often appearing to be floating in the air, there is a supplementary shader effect that indicates the radius on slopes or across different terrain heights. It looks like this, so keep your eye out. Speaking of the AoE hammer strikes, the toddler tantrum only happens after the Hellbrute loses around 50 to 70% of its HP. I haven't exactly worked out the point where it switches phases, but once it does switch phases to its sort of enraged phase, this larger AoE hammer strike attack is unlocked and the Heretic Dreadnought starts to favor melee more. Lastly, on the pointless shout, it has a very small radius, but it does cause stagger if you're within that radius. It's nothing too dangerous, but please be advised. Ranged attacks. Rapid fire. Charged blast. The two ranged attacks are a bit deceptive. The warning for them comes pretty early, but their shots are quite slow to actually fire. For a better tell on when you need to dodge or move, you will want to keep an eye on the weapon itself. Look for the charge glow accelerating towards the barrel, like this, to get a sense of the timing rather than the warning icon itself. The number of shots for the rapid fire attacks ranges from 3 to 6 in my experience, but I'm not certain there can't be more or less. The charge blast is only ever 1? But the real danger with it is that the trail it leaves behind damages health and armor very quickly and has quite a lengthy linger time. Mobility, teleportation. The final big thing to know about the Helbrute is that it has a teleportation move that most commonly involves moving to a new aggro target and delivering a melee strike against that target. Usually the strike can't be parried, but it doesn't necessarily have to move to a new target. It can just move back to you. There is apparently no upper limit on how long the Hellbrute can teleport away, nor how far away it can teleport. I measured a disappearance and reappearance gap in one game of
43
seconds. Now that you know all the attacks for the Hellbrute and which ones you can and cannot parry, you should be able to work out more or less how to melee this thing whenever it does start bothering you. Yes, you can just shoot it a lot, and it's a pretty solid idea overall to do so, but knowing how to fight it in melee and what attacks can be managed will make your job a lot easier. One last note worth considering is that while the Hellbrute is currently on the field, other enemies, for the most part, will not spawn. This can be exploited to make the ending of Fall of Atreus less tedious. Just don't kill him while you kite around and do the objective. With that, I hope you all have a lovely day.
Toxic Vanguard. I was trying to dagger him.
Bye-bye.